Alright, welcome back to the channel, folks. You're watching Duty's Daggers. I'm glad that you are here joining me. First of all, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do it. You'll be happy that you did, I promise. And follow me on Instagram at duties_daggers. So, today we are talking about what I carry every single day while I'm at work. I'm at work a lot. I am working a lot. Even if I'm not at the shop, I am working in the garage or doing side jobs a lot of the time. So I carry this stuff quite a lot. Now, on the weekends, if I'm not working or I'm just hanging around the house or I'm going out running errands, hanging out with friends, I will carry less than this. And I'll show you in a minute after this stuff what I'll carry on a typical weekend or any time that I'm not working. But since I work a lot, this really is this is it. The knife rotates out, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the keys. This is a homemade keyring leash that I made. If you go to any hardware store, you can pick up these brass kind of loops and hooks. They're really cheap, and then you can customize them, or you can just, you could just have this and then hang your keys off just that. But I like to clip this on my belt loop and then stick this in my front pocket. So I have a Keybar Junior, which carries the keys to my toolbox on my truck, the keys that lock up my welding leads, and my house key. So the Keybar Junior fits 4 keys. You might be able to fit 6. I'm not sure. There's a little bit more thread here poking out, so you might be able to fit 6, but I've got 4 on here. I've got my truck key and the key to my room, and I've got a keychain, or a handcuff key on here. Not really sure why I have this. I don't think I would ever need it, probably, but I don't know. It's cool to have. In my mind, I picture myself, being kidnapped and then handcuffed somewhere, and then being very relieved when I remember that I have this on me, and then I escape. So if that ever happens, I will be happy that I had it. They're really cheap. Truck key, and then this little guy is the Olight IR2 EOS. It's, I think, the best keychain flashlight. You could push it in this way, and you have, I think, 30, maybe 50, I think 30 lumens, and then twist it, and you have 150, which is a lot for this little guy. And it's rechargeable. Check that out. This thing holds the charge very well. This orange one is an exclusive. They're usually black, I believe. This is a very good keychain flashlight, and they're very well priced too. So the keybar and this set of keys are held onto this loop by these night eyes. They're kind of shaped like the number 6, and this is the best way that I've found to connect keys to a ring. Basically how they work is there's like a secondary little area in here that they clip into. So you clip it in this first area, and then you can clip it down into the secondary area from which it cannot get out from. It's never getting out of here. I've lost a couple keys in the past with regular like carabiner type setup, and so after that happened, I decided to start using these, and they're really nice. So when I want to start my truck, I just pop it off this ring, start my truck. When I get out of my truck, pop that back on, take this one off, open up my toolbox, clip it back on. It's just the best way that I've found to kind of organize my keys. Alright, next, the Leatherman. You guys probably already know I carry the Leatherman rebar in this nice, well-used leather case. This is the best Leatherman I've tried. I'm thinking about upgrading to the Surge pretty soon, but I really love this thing. It's tough, it's heavy duty, it's got really good tools, nice thick plier heads. I won't go through all the tools. I have another review on this, a full review on this that I'll put right up there on the side if you want to click on that and watch it. It's got the best tools set up, really comfortable, really sturdy. I've had this thing for years, and it still functions exactly as it did when I bought it new. Really, really good multi-tool. And one that's not as expensive as some of the other ones. They're around, I think, 80 bucks. Next is my flashlight. I carry this every day. It's the Streamlight Wedge. I like this one because it carries like a knife. It's got a deep carry pocket clip on it, and it actually carries really well. It's pretty long, but it kind of just slides in your pocket towards the back seam, and it's really not that noticeable. It's operated by this switch here. Push that forward, and you have, I think, 300 lumens. And then if you push it forward again, you have the boost mode to 1,000 lumens, which is very bright. This is also rechargeable right there on the back. And this thing holds a charge amazingly long. It lasts me about a week. I use it a lot during the day at work, so I charge it on the weekends. And sometimes it doesn't even need to be charged, but I just charge it anyways. Pretty crazy how long it lasts. This is a very good light. It's all aluminum construction here. It's the best EDC flashlight that I've come across. For such a small package, it's very bright, holds a charge very long, and it carries super duper well in the pocket. Next are my writing utensils. I'm a welder, so I always carry this soapstone holder. It's just a way to write on metal. It's basically chalk, but this is just a little holder for the sticks that are replaceable. Clip this right down on the bottom part of my pants. And then a thin tip Sharpie for when I'm drawing lines on metal that I need to be very precise. I use the fine tip Sharpie instead of the soapstone. Let's check out the wallet. This is an OpenSea leather wallet. I believe it's called the Gundecker, I think. I'll put a link to OpenSea leather down below. They have a couple different models. This one I just got secondhand, and I really like it. I really like the two-tone leather. We got this like green dyed leather back here. It kind of opens like this. I keep all my cards that I don't use too much in here, and then on the back it's got this little quick access area for, I keep 3 cards in there, including my driver's license right in the front there for easy access. If I have money, you can either stick it right in here or right back in here. Either works really well. I just think it looks great. It's nice and worn in. I like how the leather's patinaing. And yeah, OpenSea leather makes really good stuff. Go check them out. Now the knife. This is probably the knife that I've carried the most at work. And this is my Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This is just a fantastic work knife. It's very comfortable, super ergonomic, great choke up spot. Pretty thick blade stock, but gets thin at the edge, relatively thin. Pretty, substantial tip too, so you don't have to be too careful about snapping off the tip. Easy one-hand use with that compression lock, and especially with the CME installed on here. I have another video on the CME that I will link right up there if you want to know more about this. Just basically makes the compression lock super duper easy. I have a MXG deep carry pocket clip on here, titanium scales from Flytanium, and this brass lanyard hole plug also from Flytanium. This is my ultimate PM2. Took me a while to put this all together, but I am so happy with this knife. It's still one of my favorites. It was one of my first knives, and it just gets used a lot. It's just so good. It's just very, very good. Alright, now I'm going to clear this stuff off, and I'm going to talk to you about some other knives that I carry at work regularly. So the PM2 is the one I carry the most, but let's talk about a couple more that I also carry quite often. First one would be the Benchmade Griptilian. I carry this one a lot. I just really like the blade shape. I do a lot of cutting out cardboard templates at work, and sometimes I'll use a utility knife, but I like to use my knives, so this thing is really good for cutting out cardboard and slicing cardboard, breaking it down. It's just a really good blade shape, very comfortable. I mean, it's called the Griptilian for a reason. You got the access lock for easy one-handed use, I put a MXG deep carry pocket clip on this one as well, the same one that's on my Spyderco here. Um, and I actually just ordered some aluminum handles for this thing from AWT. So that's going to make this knife even better. I'll do a video on the installation of those so you can see how much better it looks. These scales are kind of a plasticky GRN, FRN, whatever it is. And it's comfortable, but I just don't like the feeling of it. It feels a little cheap and plasticky. It does keep the knife light, but I don't really care too much about weight on knives unless they're just crazy heavy. So this knife's going to be even better, and I think I'm going to carry it a lot more once I get these aluminum scales on there. Another knife that I've been carrying a lot is the Civivi Conspirator. I just really like the blade shape on this thing. It's very, very thin at the edge, thinner than these two. And it's just, I don't know, it's nice and big, good choke up spot. I usually don't like carrying knives with bearings because they get all gunked up at work. But this one hasn't really been having a problem with that. I just blow it out with compressed air at the end of the day, and it's totally fine. This is the one with the wood handles. You can also get G10 or micarta, or actually just micarta, I think. I don't think they make a G10 version of this. Nice stone washing on the blade, kind of a gray stone washing. Flipper tab and fuller for the reverse flick. Just unbelievably smooth action. Totally free swinging blade. I carry this when I want to do a little fidgeting at work. You know, maybe it's a slow day and I just want to sit there and do this for a while. Speaking of button locks, I also carry the Orion Solaris quite a bit at work. Also a button lock, flipper tab, and thumb stud operation. I would argue that this one, as a button lock, actually functions a little bit better than the Conspirator. It's just a little bit smoother, and I really like the snap. I don't know if that's coming across on the video, but it's got such a good snap when it pops out. Such a good detent on this thing for a button lock. Sometimes button locks don't have the best detents because, you know, it's a plunge lock. It's not a detent ball. But this one in particular, it's just really good. Really good choke up spot, better than the Conspirator on that regard. Kind of a thick, broad blade, similar to the Conspirator in that sense. But the Orion Solaris is a great knife. You get a titanium pocket clip. I really recommend this thing. It's 85 bucks, and it's great. You can reverse flick it too. Yeah, it's good. And then lastly, I've been carrying the Twosun TS300 quite a bit at work. I kind of wanted to see how useful carrying a Tonto would be, and I'm finding some pretty good uses for it at work. It's nice to have two tips here. You can even use this tip for your draw cuts instead of the primary tip up here. So I carry this one when I carry something a little bit more fancy. I mean, the PM2s, this is pretty fancy too, but I don't know. When I want to carry something a little bit wacky and cool and weird, I carry this one. It's a great knife. I've got a full review on it. I'll put it right up there. Twosun TS300. So this is basically my work knife selection. Now, what do I carry on a typical off day when I'm not working? Let's check it out. That's when I carry some of the more fancy stuff, some of the more, the knives that I don't want to get scratched. At work, I'm oftentimes crawling under trucks, getting covered in metal dust. Just, it's a very dirty environment, and I've got some knives that I don't want to scratch up. First and foremost would be the Sharp by Design Apex. I've been carrying this one on weekends and when I'm not working, and I absolutely love this thing. It's fantastic. Go check out the full review on it. The detent is the best I've ever felt, to be honest, completely honest. It is the best detent I've ever felt, by far. The reverse flicking is where it's at. You can even flick it with this finger too. Very, very good knife. And then the Chavez Scapegoat. I've been carrying this one a lot when I'm off too. This one, I mean, gosh, this would be such a good work knife. I think once the whole, new knife sharpness wears off of it and I've had it for a while and I'm ready to start using it, this thing is going to be an absolute monster at work. It's thick, it's beefy, but it's also thin at the edge. Amazing choke up spot. This thing is just a tank, and I think it would be such a good work knife. I'm just not ready to scratch it up yet, and I know that it will get scratched up if I start carrying it at work, but it will come. I will eventually start carrying it. And then if I want something light, and maybe I'm wearing basketball shorts or sweats or I'm doing something around the house, I've been carrying the Benchmade Proper quite a bit. Sometimes you're wearing some type of pants where you don't really need a pocket clip. You just toss this in your pocket. This is extremely lightweight, amazing blade shape. This really has been in my pocket most weekends since I got it. And at first I didn't really like it, but it really grew on me, like quite a bit. Watch my review on it. I'll put a link for it up there, as always. And yeah, this thing has really, really been awesome to carry. Just not really nice and light, smaller knife. If I don't want to carry this one, I want something locking, I'll carry the Civivi Lumi. This is also very lightweight and small, and a little bit more fun to fidget with. I really love this knife. It's very thin, hollow ground, very pointy. This thing's awesome too. And that's pretty much my weekend carry. And it rotates out, but that's just kind of an example of what I might carry on a weekend. As far as other EDC items, sometimes I'll carry this. If I don't want to carry the bigger wedge, I'll carry this Olight. I think it's the IR3 EOS. This is in copper that has been shipwreck patinaed. Sometimes I'll toss that in the pocket. If I want a pen, I'll throw in the brass Fisher Space Pen. Awesome little EDC pen. Doesn't come with this clip, but you can find them on Amazon. And yeah, if I feel like I'm going to need a multi-tool on the weekend, I will carry my Victorinox Tinker with these micarta scales on it. If I feel like I'm going to need just some basic tools on the weekend, I'll toss this in the pocket. It's got the big knife, smaller knife, cap lifter and small flathead, can opener and smaller flathead, 3D Phillips, and the awl, and tweezers and toothpick. So nice bare minimum amount of tools, nice small package. And if I think I'm going to be cutting stuff, I carry the Leatherman Micra. This thing is awesome, man. I really like the Leatherman Micra. These scissors are absolutely fantastic. They work so good. You got tweezers, you've got a small flathead and cap lifter, smaller flathead, and then you've got a little tiny little knife, and a nail filer, and clean out your fingernail thing, and another flathead / pry tool. But the real star of the show is these scissors. They just work so well. Really nice small package too. So that's about it. If I'm reviewing a knife, I will carry that over these, so I can kind of get a feel for it and get my review together. But that's kind of an example of what I'm carrying. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, make sure you subscribe. We have fun over on this channel. We do lives. We hang out. We talk shit. We have fun. It's a good place to hang out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Adios.